Yes, good evening, everybody. Hope I'm audible to everyone and my screen is visible to everyone. Please let me know what we discussed in the last class. What we discussed in the last class. I want response from you people. We have discussed many things from here, I think so. Yes. So target attributes, so which is going to be redirected to current document or a current tab, or if it is going to be next tab. See here when I'm going to mention the self as in the target value, it's going to be open the document in the same tab or the window. So if I'm going to give the blank in the target base in the sense, it's going to be open in the new tab or the window. So if I'm going to give the parent or the top in the sense, it's going to be home page, and then it will be redirected to next tab. Okay. So hope you people are clear with this, and then we also discussed. We also discussed this HTML links using an image. So when we click that particular image, it will be redirected to the link which you are specified there. And then how to write an email when we click that particular link or when we click that button. So this is somehow will be practically implemented in the last class itself. And the button has a link. So when we click that particular link, so it's going to redirect it to our website or the current document template which is present in our local system. And also in the last class itself, I told you please make a note that so whenever you are going to give the on-click function, you should give that document at location. Then only it will be opened. Otherwise, it's not going to be opened. So please make sure that so if you are using the on-click function while specifying the path of your file or path of your website, make sure that you have to give this document dot location. So then only it will be redirected to your desired location. Otherwise, it's not going to be redirected. And then link titles. So when we move our cursor into that particular button or particular link, so it will display some message. So this is how it's going to be displayed. So these things and all be practically implemented. I request you people to do practically, then only it will be easy for you people. So please go through the slide which I forwarded in the group, and please try to do it practically, then only it will be easy. Okay. Then we discussed about a little bit about this picture element. So already not little bit up to so almost everything in this picture element we discussed. So we have different resolutions of images and the devices, right? So like so our PC having one type of resolution and the tablets having tabs. Okay, so it's having the one type of resolution and our mobiles having another type of resolution. So when we insert a background image having the higher resolution in the sense, so it's a waste of time to load in that mobile, right? So that's why we are going to give the different resolutions of images. So then it will be easy. Okay, so it will be easy to the devices to load that particular website. Okay, so hope you people got this. So in this you are going to give the resolution as a minimum width as a 650 pixels. So likewise different devices having different resolutions, right? So those resolutions you are going to provide there. So if it is not satisfied with those resolutions, by defaultly see here this one. Okay, so this particular image is going to be displayed with an auto width. Okay, so this is what the picture element is, and then we discussed about the five icon and the paste title. Okay, so this is how it's going to we are going to insert the paste title into our website. And so by using this link and the relation is icon, So type is image, so you can give image or you can give icon, so whatever it might be it will take. So if you remove this thing type, so at that case also it's going to be displayed, no worries. And then so here you are going to specify that particular part of your image which is going to be used for your fav icon. Okay, so this is how these things would be. And then we discussed about the HTML list. So we have three different types of lists, that is ordered list, unordered list, and the definition list. Okay, ordered list is going to be used for ordering the elements in numbers like 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be displayed as 1, 2, 3. And then while coming to the unordered list, so it's going to be give like bullet points or the dots. So the browser which thinks it's supports in the sense that so that things are going to be displayed. And then while coming to the definition list, so while you are defining the definitions, like you are going to define the HTML definition, right? So HTML stands for hypertext markup language. It's going to be used for development of the websites like pages. So if you wanted to give the definition, so at that case you are going to use this definition list. And then so this is how you are going to implement the ordered list. Or ordered list is going to be opened by the OL tag, and the items are going to be listed by using the li tag. So list items, li stands for list items. It's going to be uh, given like this. And then while coming to the unordered list, so it's going to give the bullet points in the list. Okay, so this is how you are going to implement the unordered list. So UL is going to be used for the unordered list. And then while coming to the definition list, so this is what just now we discussed, right? So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Is a programming language used to create web pages, and is rendered by a web browser. Okay, so this is how you are going to view. So for a heading, or for heading you are going to give this DT. So for the definition you are going to give the DT. Okay, so by default D, you are going to use this DL for the definition list. Hope you people are clear with the list. And then in this class we are going to discuss about the HTML tables. Okay, so HTML tables consist of rows and the columns. So the data is going to be arranged in rows and columns. Okay, see here, HTML tabs allows the web developers to arrange the data into rows and columns. A table in a HTML consists of table cells inside the rows and the columns. Okay, then so this is how you are going to create the table, and how you are going to insert the content into the table. I'll show you, no worries. Um, I'll try to implement it practically, then only it will be easy for you people. Okay. So let me take slow questions. Okay, then I'm creating one new file, and I'm going to save it with the .html. Here I'm going to give the we are going to implement the table, right? So that's why I'm going to give table.html. Okay, then here we have to create the HTML page. Then here we have to give the title. Yeah, title completed. And then we have to create the table. So for creation of table is a tag. Okay, so table is a tag for creation of the table. And so we are going to insert the data in row-wise manner. So for that, for creation of the rows, we are going to give the tr tag. So in that, so if so take an example of first name, last name, and the registration number. I'm going to give the three things. Okay. So in first row, what it's going to be? It's a heading, right? That's why I'm going to mention it as heading. So headings are going to be included by using this th tag. Okay. Th in the sense table heading. So heading, I'm going to give the first name, and then last name, last name, and then registration number or yes. So yes, yes. So yes, yeah. I'll try to save it, and we'll see. We'll see the output of this. Yes, this is how it's going to be displayed. So here in this particular browser, so the table is not showing. Okay, so for getting that particular table, you have to give some CSS property. That is, we have to give the borders. Okay, for that I'm creating. So within this, you have to give for the table um, border. I'm going to give 2 pixels solid or any colors which you want. I'm going to do the black. Okay, we'll see now. See here, it's going to be displayed like this, and then for the cells also we have to give, right. For that, I'm going to here itself I'm going to give th. It's for table heading, and for rows is there, right. So for rows also I'm going to give this. We'll try to see now. See here. So table format is displayed here, and then we have to insert the data into that particular table. Okay, so in the same way, I'm going to insert the data into the table. So data is nothing but TD. Okay, so TD. We are going to insert the data into the HTML document by using this TD. Okay, so here I'm going with G, and then is so data is. So the same way I'm going to insert one more thing. So here also so the data, right. Okay, we'll see now. I have inserted the two items into the table. We'll see how it's going to be. Also, see here in the style what I mentioned, table, table heading, table rows only mentioned. Okay, so I have to mention the what table data also. Okay, so see here, this is how we are going to create the table in the HTML. Okay, so hope you people are clear with this. So table is going to be created by opening the table tag. So if you wanted to insert the rows, in the sense you have to open the tr tag. So tr stands for table rows, and then so if you are trying to insert column is in the sense you just go to with the tc, it will be accepted. That is the table columns, and then if you wanted to insert the data into the table in the sense, so for that you have to use this TD tag. Okay, so it stands for table data. Okay, hope you people are clear with this insertion of creation of tables and then insertion of data, and then okay. So here, see here, guys. One more border is displaying, right? So to avoid this, so in the style we have to include border collapse. Okay, so collapse in the sense, so this extra border is not going to be displayed, so it will be displayed as it is. Okay, for that, border collapse. Okay, so it's going to be collapsed. We'll try to save it and we'll try to run it. See here, the extra border is not going to be displayed. So this is how we are going to create these collapsed tables. Okay. Then we'll try to insert the background color for this particular table. Okay. So for that, you have to give. So if you wanted to give the color for the table heading, so we'll try to give for that table heading. I'm going to give the color. So for that you have to give border. Here color is there. So your whatever the color it might be. So I will go through with sky blue. So we'll see. So what it's going to be. Oh, sorry, it's a border. I mentioned as a border color. That's why it's showing like this. I'm going to give the background color. Okay, background color. See now, uh, for the table heading, the background color is going to be displayed in the sky blue color. Okay, in the same way, um, so this is one of the property. So if you wanted to group, we'll discuss further. Now we'll try to discuss how we are going to get the rounded tables. We have the circular tables, right? So we'll see how it's going to be displayed. Okay. So here, what I given collapse I given, right? So you just remove this one border collapse. You just remove this one, or else you will try to keep it in the comments. No, it's not working. So I'll remove it. So for getting the circular tables, border for this you have to give. See here, radius is there. So you have to mention the radius. I am going with mm, 8 pixels. We'll see how it's going to be. So see here, you are observing that the data is inserted in the it's not the rectangle, so it's in the shape of a cylinder or something. Okay, so this is how it's going to get the round table borders. Okay, hope you people are clear with this. If you wanted to get a round table borders in the sense, in that case you have to give the border radius. So I'll try to increase the radius of it. We'll see how it's gonna be. I'm going to give. go with 16 pixels. We'll see it's going to be displayed like this in the same way. So this is how we are going to insert like this. And then one more thing, so you have to skip that extra border. We have that extra border, right? So this thing have this line, right? So I am going to remove that particular line. So for that you have to remove table here. Okay, you have to remove table. We'll see now. See here, this is how it's going to be. So if you remove table, then that border is not going to be displayed. Okay, and then we'll see the border styles also. So for that we have to include the table here. Okay, so this is how now it's look like. And then I'm going to give the border style. Okay, we're trying to invent this border styles. You have plenty of border styles as a dotted, double, solid, and then dashed. Resid is there, outset is there, none is there. So we'll try to implement one by one. Observe carefully. So I'm going to give the dashed. We'll see how it's gonna be. So see here guys, so it is the dashed. So the table is going to be displayed in dashed borders. Okay, or else if you want only that these particular things is going to be there, what dotted in the sense, you have to remove the table. Well, now we'll see. So this is how it's going to be look like. Okay, uh, here is just a view table, and for the table you have to mention the border. It's going to be 2 pixel solid black. Because this is how it's look like. So this is what the dashed property is, and then we have dotted property. We'll see now. So this is how the dotted property will look like. So hope you people are observing the difference between this dashed or dotted, and then I'll go through this is solid. So we have solid also, solid. So this is how it's going to be the solid is, and then we have the double property also is there, solid, and then double. So double also is there. So this is how the double border is going to be displayed. Hope you people are observing. And then we have groove. So groove property is there. So this is how this is similar to the double, but the outer border is going to be in thick. Okay. So this is what the groove is, and then we have ridge. Ridge property is there. Yeah, see here, it is nothing but everything is in thick. Okay, so then rich property is completed, and then we have the inside property, outside property, none and hidden property. We'll see now insert. I think you might be observing the difference. See here, half of the circle is going to be in thick, and half of the circle is going to be, half of the cell is going to be displayed in thin, right? So you might be observing the difference. You try to zoom your mobile screen, so it will be visible to you people. So insert in the sense, outer part of the table cell is going to be in thick, and this what bottom body is going to be in thin. Okay, so this is what the inset is, and then while giving the outside, it will be that the position will be altered. Okay, outside. So you might be observing the difference between the inside and the outside. Okay, thin and thick portions are altered, and then if you give the border style as none, nothing is going to be displayed. This is how it's going to be look like. Okay, so if you mention none, it's going to be look like this. So none and hidden are almost similar. I'll give an example for this. So see here, none and hidden are almost similar, right? So this is what the border styles are. So hope you people are clear with this. So if you are clear, then we'll move further. I want a response from you people. Please let me know in comment section, guys. HTML links use an image link. Yeah, no doubts. And then a border color also. So just now we discussed about that border colors. So here I am going to give insert here, insert or double. We'll go to double. So it will be here. Then so border. We have a border also is there, right? That is table border. So that is border color. Mm, colors tell me guys. Again, I have some colors. Yeah, here some colors are displayed. So I'm going to give this one crimson. Yeah, we'll see now how the output is going to be. So this is how you are going to give the border color for the table. Okay. So hope you people are clear with this border colors also, right? I'm explaining one by one. Okay. And then column height, row height. Okay. Now I'm going to discuss one more thing. So caption is there for each and every table. There might be caption, right? So here for mentioning the caption, you are going to give the caption tag itself. So here you have to mention the caption, that is student data. We'll see how it's gonna be. So the caption for the data is going to be displayed like this. Okay, and then so if you want to extend this height and width of the rows, so you can give here itself. So for the rows, if you wanted to give, you can give here itself. So we'll see how it's going to be. So you have to give the style property. So within that, you are going to give the width, right? So width, right, and wait guys, I lost my internet connection in another PC. Yeah, that's fine. I think so. Visible to you, right? Okay, guys. Then, so here you are going to give the width of మా చూడు మావి ఆటికి అన్ని అడ్డం పెట్టేసి వచ్చినామా సరిసి వస్తున్నాయి అవి ఎత్తి కిందకి నీళ్ళు పెట్టేసి వచ్చిన Oh, sorry for the disturbance, guys. So where we are? So we are in the discussion of this width, right? So table width, how you are going to give. Okay. So here you have to give the width. Okay. So if you want the 30% of your width, so you can give like this. We'll see now how it's going to be default. Now, so you are going to give the width for your rows like this only. I don't know why it's showing like this, or else you can give here. Okay, so for table row, or else I will go through this heading table rows. Right, I don't know why it's not working. Okay, we'll see this column width and height width later. So now you're clear with this caption and all. Okay, then we'll discuss about the alignment. So here it's in left alignment, I think so, right? So this is in left alignment. We'll see how we align this to center. Okay, for that we can give here itself text align. Okay, so it's going to be center, right? So center. We'll see the difference. So here it's going to be in the center. So this is how you are going to align the text in the tables, and then pad. We'll discuss something about this padding and spacing. I'm going to remove this border radius. We'll see what is padding and what is spacing. So padding is nothing but the distance between the border and the text. So this is going to be padding. And then while coming to the spacing, so it is going to be the distance between external border to the cell border. Okay, the distance between external border to the cell border is going to be the spacing, and the distance between the text and the content is going to be the padding. Okay, see here you might be observing that so this distance from text to the this particular border distance is going to be padding. And then while coming to the spacing for this external border to the internal cell, it's going to be the spacing. Okay, we'll see now. So for table heading and the table data, this one. Okay, so here I'm going to give the padding. Padding, it's going to be something. I'll go through with the 10 pixels. So see, the distance between text and this particular border is going to be changed to the 10 pixels. I'll like change this to 15 pixels. You might be observing the difference. So it's going to be changed. Okay, this is what the padding is. And then while coming to the spacing, so spacing is nothing but the distance between border and this one. So spacing is going to be included in the table. Okay, spacing, it is border spacing. So it's going to be I'll go through with this 15 pixels itself. So you might be observing the difference. See here, from the external border to the internal cell, it's going to be changed to 15 pixels of distance. Okay, so this is what are the difference of padding and the spacing. Hope you people are clear with this padding and the spacing, right? So if you are clear, then we'll discuss something about this row span and the column span. So row span, see here, this first name and the last name is going to be the full name, right? So I'm going to merge these two cells. So we'll see how it's going to be merged. Okay. So for that, here, what you mentioned, th, two times mentioned, right? You just remove these things. So instead, here you mention full name, then close this. So here you have to merge this what columns, right? Two columns. First column, first name and the last name is going to be merged, and it's going to be the full name, right? For that you have to give column span. It's going to be COLSPAN. So this is what the column span is. You have to, so here you are merging the two columns, right? For that you have to give two. Okay, we'll see now. See here, you might be observing the difference of that full name. It's going to be look like this. Okay, this is how you are going to merge the columns. In the same way, you can merge the rows also. So now I'll try to merge this. Go to go and get done. Mm, Here I have to give column span. I'm going to give it as 2. Let's see now. It might be clumsy. It changed. Uh, so here also, sorry, I'm going to give the row span, right? I have to give row span here. Row span, row span. So 2. So tables are a little bit difficult. Okay. So this only could be is going to be shown like this. So you can go through your. I think you might be having the timetables, right? So your college timetables and class timetables. You just try to implement your college timetables by using these table tags and all. And then caption also we discussed. Then we'll see how we can give. So I have to give the even number. For even number of rows, I want to give the color. Okay, so we'll see how it's going to give for that. So you are implementing for rows, right? So here you have to give one function. So that function is going to be for rows. So tr. So we are implementing for rows. For that nth you have to give as nth child nth child of. If you wanted to print for even cells, you just give even, or else you just give odd. Okay, so here we have, I'm going with odd. Okay, so odd, and then I'm going to open the flower bracket. Here what I want, background color. Okay, so background color. I want background color to be blue. Yeah, dark blue and so see here what I given, odd rows given, right? Odd rows only given. That's why uh, this one, this is first row, this is second row, and this is third row, right? So that's why it's displayed as dark blue. So if you wanted to display it for the even rows, you just alter it as even. You'll see now, you might be observing the difference. So for the even rows, it's going to be displayed like this. Uh, Try to insert some more same data, then it might be understandable for you. See here, for the even rows, it's going to be displayed like this. If you mention their odd, it's going to be displayed alternately. Okay, and then if you wanted to give the color for what even odd in the sense, you have to give for both. Okay, here what you given for rows only, you given if you want that to be displayed for the columns, you just take one more thing, that is tc, um, sorry, so then on td for the table data, you have to give the for the columns, right? For columns, same function you just give nth child even here. And then one more thing, so here not only table data is there, so in the columns we have table heading also, right? So for that same thing, th followed by same thing you have to give, and then you have to give this property here. Don't worry, we'll change the color here and go with red. We'll see the difference here. See, for, so you might be observing the difference that this is first one, that is first number, and it's gonna be 2, right? For even, it's going to be displayed as a red. So if I change these two odd, So for the first row, okay, yeah, okay, not here. You have to mention here, okay. Or, or so see here for the first column and for the third column, it's going to be displayed like this, okay. So this is how you are going to give for both, okay. So this is for columns, and previously we discussed for the rows. If you give these two things in the style, that's going to be mixed up. Okay. So this is how this is what the zebra strips are. Okay. This is what the zebra strips are. And then see here, while I'm moving the cursor to this particular cell, it's not showing anything, right? So I'm going to give this to hover. Okay, I will remove these things. So here for the table row, I'm going to give the hover. Hover in the sense when I move that cursor to there, some other color is going to be displayed. That's what the hover is. Okay, hover. I have to give some color. Okay, background background color. Okay, so background color I'm giving red. Okay, red itself. So see here, when I move my cursor to the row, it's going to be changed to red color. When I move the to another row, it's going to be changed to red. When I move this to next row, it's going to be changed to other color. When I move this to next row, the same way the red color is going to be displayed. So hope you people are clear with this over, and then we try to group these rows. Okay, so first, sorry, these columns. First column, second column, I'm going to group, and I'm going to mention with other color. Okay, for that you have to give one more thing here. Column group in the table tag itself. Column group. So within that column group, you have to open the column, and then you have to give the span. So you are going to merge the first and second column, right? So for that I am mentioning two, and then I'm going to give the CSS property here um, with the style, and then background color here I'm going to give background color. So I'm going to mention the thing, some other color like here itself, color is black, sky blue, yellow, yellow green is there. Okay, so we'll see now. See here, first column and the second column is going to be grouped, and it's going to be displayed in the this what yellow green color. Okay, and the hover also, when I move the cursor, hover also showing. So this is how you are going to group the columns. Okay, hope you people are clear with this grouping columns. And then you have some properties. So legal CSS properties, there is only a very limited selection of CSS properties that are allowed to be used for the column group. So you can give the width. Okay, so here you can give width also, width. So you can change that width to 50 pixels. We'll see how it's going to be. So see here, column width is going to be changed. Okay, so that time itself I told you uh, how this column width is going to be. So this is how we are going to give the column width, and then you can give visibility. So you can hide the content also. Okay, 15 cells. I'm going to leave this as it is, and then I'm going to hide the content in the column 1 and column 2. Okay, so we'll see how visibility is going to be none, or you can give hide. So hide also it will work. It's not showing hidden. So this content is to be hidden. Okay, but it's showing like this only. We can hide the content also, and then we have background property, and also we have the border property. So these are some of the legal properties that are going to be used for this column group. And then so okay, so this is up to some extent. Hope you people are clear with these rows, columns, tables, right? So if you are clear, we'll move to next topic. I think we wasted more time in these tables. So if you are clear, we'll move further. Yes. So these are the things we discussed. So table rows and insertion of table headings, and then insertion of data into, then adding the borders, and then collapsed tables, and then a style that is background, adding background to the tables, and then rounded tables, how you are going to view these rounded tables and all, and then how to remove this external border. It's going to be uh, sorry, we have to remove the table, and then these are the properties: dash, dotted, solid, double, groove, rich, inside, outside, none, and hidden. So these are some of the border styles, and then we discussed these are thing, border color, and then column width now itself be executed, and then row height also we can give there itself, and then table headers. Okay, so this is how you are going to give the table heading by using the th tag, and then table data is going to be given like this, and then text alignment in the table is going to be given like this by using the css property, and then table padding and spacing we discussed. So, and then row span and the column span also we discussed, then caption tag also we discussed, and then zebra strips. Okay, so for the event or so this is and all we discussed. I will share the PPT. No worries. You can practice, and then hoverable text also we discussed from outside. So when we move our cursor to that particular row, it's going to be what highlighted with another color, and then column group also we discussed, so grouping the columns and all we discussed, and then these are the legal properties of the column group with the visibility, background, and the border, and then so this empty column groups you can give. So see here, this is how we are going to hide the columns. Okay, column span equals to 2, and then visibility collapse. Collapse we have to do. Where we given the hidden, right? Collapse. So see here that columns are not going to be displayed. Collapse. Please make a note that hide and non is not going to be work here. So you have to give the collapse. Yes, then this is how we have to hide the elements, and then these are the important things. Table is going to be created, so it's for defining the table. Table heading is th tag for rows, tr tag for table data. It's going to be dd, and for the caption, it's going to be a caption. And then for the column grouping, we discussed COL for column and table heading and table body. So these things and all are not important. That's why I'm not discussing these three. If you want, you can go through these things, and then we have to discuss the block line and the line elements. So block line elements are nothing but, so for the entire block, that property is going to be satisfied. Okay. For example, um, we have heading, right? So if we open the heading tag, so until unless we close this heading tag, it's not going to be ended, right? So this heading H1 property is not going to be ended. So this is what the block level element is. That is, for the entire thing, it's going to be displayed. Okay. See here, P, that is a paragraph element, right? And then div for some division, like see here. So this highlighted blue color is there now. So this is what one thing is, right? This is one division. Okay. So for this division, it's going to be like it's one block, right? These are nothing but the block level elements. A block level element always starts on a new line. It's going to be starting a new line, and the browser automatically adds some space, a margin, before and after the element. Okay, and a block level elements always takes up the full width available and stretch out the left and the right as far as it can. Two commonly used block level elements are paragraph and the division. Okay, div tag. Okay, so the paragraph element defines the paragraph in the HTML document, and the div tag is going to be defined. So this div tag is going to define or division a section in the HTML document. Okay, so this is what the block level elements are. And then while coming to the inline elements, an inline element that does not start on a new line, so it will work with within that what block. Okay, like we have span tag is there. Okay, span. So up to some extent it's going to be work. Okay, we'll see some examples, then you might be clear with this. An inline element only takes up as much as width as it necessary. So how much width it's necessary, it's going to take that much width only. But while coming to these block level elements, so it occupies the entire space which is available in the document. Okay, and then so see here, the block level elements are address, article, aside, then block code, canvas, dd, division tag, and dl, dt, field set, figure caption, figure, footer, form, h1 to h6 headings, and then headers. So these things are and all block line elements. And then while coming to this inline elements, so anchor tag, it's going to be used in inline, right? So within a paragraph, you are going to insert a link. So that's why it's going to be the inline element. And then abbreviation also. So for the abbreviation is used to give the quotation for that one. So abbreviation also it's going to be the inline element. Acronym is nothing but like a hypertext markup language is there, no? So HTML and hypertext markup language is going to be acronym. and then this bold, so B is going to be bold, and then BDO, so for reversing of the text it's going to be used BDO. And also I told you that alt you have to give from right to left, you have to display the things, right? So for that you have to give RTL. Okay, so these are some of the examples of the block level elements and the inline elements. Hope you people are clear, and then we'll discuss about something about this division tag and the span tag, how this div tag is going to be implemented, and how this span tag is going to be implemented. So the div element is often used as a container for the HTML elements. So you just go through this content. I'll try to implement it practically. Yeah, here in this document itself, I'm going to view, or else I'll create one more document. So for view and span. So you have to implement it for division tag. So for that, you have to open the div tag, and then here you have to give some of the properties. I'm going to give the background color. Okay, so style within that see internal CSS, sorry, inline CSS style. I'm going to give the background color. I'm going with the sky blue. Yeah, it's a sky blue, and then I'm going to give the border for that division tag. Border, so 2 pixels, solid black. Okay, and then I'm going to give some of the content in this. So I'm going to give the heading. So for this heading, to close this heading, and then I'm going to give one paragraph. So here, welcome to full stack development tutorial, and I'm going to close this. We'll see the output for this ribbon span. So see here, here what I given division given. So within the division, what I want, the background color is going to be all sky blue, and then so I want border that is going to be the 2 pixels solid black. So see here, my browser is like this. So it's occupied the width of my browser. So see here, while I'm decreasing its length, it's going to be occupied. So if I wanted to change this, you have to give one more property. So that is width. So you have to give. So what I given? So width I'm given as a 50%. That is, so this division is going to occupy only half of my website. Okay, only it's going to occupy half of the website. And then I'm going to give one more division. We'll see how it's going to be. So it's going to be started in new line. So that's what I told in starting itself. I told you. So due these what these elements are going to occupy, or it's going to be started in the new line. Okay, then we'll try to implement this span tag. Okay, so span tag. So span is nothing but within a particular paragraph, it's going to be changed. We'll see. So here itself, welcome to. So I'm going to highlight this full stack development. Okay, for that I'm opening this span tag. So within the span tag, I'm going to give some color or border color. So whatever you want, you can give. Um, so here I'm going to give style. So within that, I'm going to give the color itself. Okay. So background color as yellow. We'll see how it's going to be. No, it's not the div because this div tag is overriding this one. Okay, so this div tag is overriding the span tag. So that's why this span content is not going to be displayed outside of this div tag. I'm going to give one more content, or else I'll try to change these to color because their only background color is overriding, right? So here I am going to change it to color, okay, text color. So here itself it's not working. Okay, outside of this view tag, we'll try to paste it. We'll see now. No, it's not displaying color. No, it's not displaying. I'll try to change this font weight. Okay, so font weight I'm going to give it to bold. Let's see whether it works or not. No, my browser is not supporting this one. Okay, we'll discuss it in next class. No worries. And then in the next class we'll discuss about this class, and then we have ID. So how it's going to be implemented, these things and all. So after completion of this class ID, and then we are going to discuss about the input types. So we have many input types like radio buttons is there, and then we have text bar is there, and then address bars is there, and then date, time, yeah, forms also we'll discuss. No worries. So in the next class we'll try to implement this thing. So I'll sort out what's the problem behind here for the span tag. Okay, then if you have any doubts, please stay in the class and try to clarify your doubts. If not, please try to leave the class.